All right, unless you've been living down under a rock for the last week or so, you're probably well aware that something's going on between Australia and Facebook.
There's a lot between Facebook and Australia, like half the globe.
Facebook's not a place. It's everywhere.
Okay. State of mind, man.
Fair enough. So is Australia. After we recorded last week, the news broke that Facebook had essentially banned all news posts in Australia, as well as any posts from users elsewhere that linked to Australian news sources. In addition to that, Australian news publishers were blocked from sharing or posting even to their own Facebook pages.
And I love the fact that they didn't just complain and whine about it and be like, well, we might not be able to show our news. There's like, see ya.
Yeah.
There we go.
They took it away, which is kind of rash, but whatever.
Hey, you didn't threaten it. They went and did it.
They did it.
It's a strong move.
It is. And actually, apparently, publishers took a hit, unfortunately, which is very sad, but Facebook made their point. So some Australian publishers reported a 50% drop in their website traffic with this. And we'll have a graphic in the show notes in the video if you're watching on YouTube of just that chart of traffic from social media today. So wild, wild things. And this whole move was, to quote Facebook's in-platform notification for blocked posts when someone was trying to share it, was in response to Australian government legislation. So they just came out and said it. This is why we are doing this. And that is the legislation that we've talked about on the show before, where Facebook and Google would be required to negotiate with Australian news sites for licenses to link to their content. So we talked about that with Google before. This is what Facebook is doing. And that was last week. So a lot happened in a couple of days. And now, as of recording, this whole thing appears to be settled, at least for now. And to quote Facebook again here, after further discussions, we are satisfied that the government has agreed to a number of changes and guarantees that address our core concerns about allowing commercial deals that recognize the value our platform provides to publishers relative to the value we receive from them, end quote. So they didn't make nice just because they don't have to pay. It's not that. They're just essentially, the Australian government made some changes to give them more time to make those deals with publishers and figure out what's going on. So it's probably not over, but you know, the Australian publisher pages are supposed to be being restored in the next couple of days. And that was from an article that was published yesterday, so that it could even be happening by now, but things are back on the up, at least for now. This is wild things. I don't know what you guys think about all this. But.
I can't believe they just didn't publish an article that said Australia hates small business.
Took it out in a newspaper.
Like what you saw? Of course you did. If you're looking for more, Marketing O'Clock releases new episodes every Friday with digital marketing news of the week. You can subscribe wherever you consume your podcasts, or click to watch the full episode, the next news story, or read all the articles from the show.